and welcome back to part 2 of match week 8 of the Mayo Football Podcast. This time we're looking at the Elverys Sports Super League, and Ballyglass got back to winning ways with a 2-0 win over Ballyhaunis Town at Michael Keaveney Park on Saturday evening. It was an important win for Tom Connolly's side as they aimed to keep in touch with Westport United at the top of the table. JP O'Gorman gave them the lead on 25 minutes as he chipped the keeper to get the all-important opening goal, and then Ryan O'Connor made it 2-0 just before the break.
Tom, great to pick up the win today after last week's defeat in Westport.
Yeah, we're delighted with that, Paul. We were down a few bodies today. There was a good few lads missing. We only had 10-18 players there starting off, so it was great to get the 3 points. I know Ballyhaunis are new to the Super League, but I think they put in a great performance there. Maybe we should have scored more goals, but look, we're happy with the 3 points.
Great to see JP back on the pitch. He came off early last week. Was he raring to go?
He was raring to go, yeah. We knew, like last week, he was upset with the way he played himself. Things just didn't go for him. Maybe he probably should have scored. He didn't, but today he was on fire. Got a great goal there, and maybe should have had another one or two. But look at, as I say, we're delighted with the 2-0 and the clean sheet.
Great for Rian to come in at centre back and pick up the goal.
Yeah, Rian's been injured there. He's been out with a shoulder injury for a good few weeks, and he's just coming back in. He played a game with the B team last week, did very well, and slotted in there well today. And he put in a great performance and a great goal, and we're delighted with that.
Westport United had to come from a goal behind early in the second half to make it 6 wins from 6 as they continued their perfect start to the season. Claremorris took the lead on 53 minutes thanks to a stunning volley from Rokas Makukas. Claremorris cleared a Westport free kick as a ball out of defence was headed on by Simon Butler, and Makukas allowed it to bounce once before volleying the ball over Gary Cunningham into the Westport goal. Westport though were level within 5 minutes as Phil Keegan headed home a corner at the near post. Keegan then turned provider as he set up Mikey O'Brien to score what turned out to be the winner 8 minutes later. Dave Cameron found Keegan down the right wing and he got onto the byline before pulling the ball back to O'Brien, and his first time shot nestled in the bottom left hand corner of the Claremorris net.
Yeah, tough day now with the office today for the lads. It's a hard pitch, tough opposition. We didn't start off well. Gave away a goal early in the first half, and we found it awful difficult. We didn't play well. A few changes today, so we're hoping we come back on track later on in the week against Manulla.
So it's a good finish though from Claremorris. Very well taken, but I'm sure at the same time you could have thought to yourself maybe you could have defended that one better.
Yeah, just a super goal, but it came from a mistake out just in front of the bench here where we didn't close down the ball, and I got ball in over the top, caused awful damage, and great finish. Won't take away from the finish at all, but it shouldn't have happened. Simple as that. We weren't on our game in the first half. Simply were not there in the races, and Claremorris deserved to win it up.
Jasper, on this very date last year we spoke to each other, your first interview at the club, and we lost 3-2 to Claremorris. 1 year on, you're back in front of me today, this time with a win. A marvellous comeback.
Yeah, I'm not sure the performance was much better than last time, but today we got the result we were looking for. It was a messy game, I think. We didn't play our best. They put us on our front feet anyway from the start. So yeah, it was a tough game. A lot of challenges, a lot of air balls. They were great.
Ballina Town put last weekend's defeat to Manulla behind them with a 6-1 win over Ballyheane on Sunday morning. Dylan Edwards continued his strong start to the season as he hit another 5 goals, with Dwayne Helly adding a 6th. Edwards had completed his hat-trick by the 11th minute, and Helly gave them a 4-0 lead 10 minutes before the break. Edwards added another before Ballyhane pulled a goal back through Killeen Redmond, and Edwards made it 5 as he chased down a back pass to tap the ball into an empty net. Edwards then completed the scoring from the penalty spot as Ballina joined Castlecourt Celtic on 12 points, but remained 6 points behind league leaders Westport United. Manulla also had a comfortable win on Sunday afternoon with a 5-0 win over bottom-of-the-table Snugboro United. The sides went in scoreless at the break, but Andrew Shalley opened the scoring inside the first 10 minutes of the second half to break Snugboro's resistance. Shalley added a second on 72 minutes before Shane Benson and Gary McHale completed the scoring for Danny O'Leary's side. In the Castlecourt Hotel Premier League, Kiltimagh United suffered their first home defeat of the season as Fahy Rovers got their first win in 3 games with an excellent team performance at CMS Park. John Kelly was the star of the show as he hit a hat-trick with their 4th goal coming from Simon Duffy. Kieran Jennings and the informed Dylan Webb were on target for Aidan Flatley's side. Duffy opened the scoring as his left foot cross evaded everybody and flew into the left-hand corner of the net. Kieran Jennings equalised shortly afterwards as he arrived late at the back post to volley home from a corner. Kelly then got 2 before the break, finishing the first at the back post as he got on the end of a well-worked free kick routine, and his second also came from a set piece as Kiltimagh knock failed to clear a corner and he swept the ball home from 10 yards. He completed his hat-trick in the second half when Duffy evaded the offside trap and kept his composure before finding Kelly, who finished low into the bottom right-hand corner as he arrived into the box.
Get in there, Kev! Kevin, talk to him! Yes!
A rampant Ballina B attack continued to impress as they continued their 100% start to the season with a 6-2 win over Achill Rovers on Saturday evening. Ballina took the lead after just 7 minutes when Shane Divers set up Dale Hopkins to get his first of the day. Hopkins then came close to adding to his second 10 minutes later, but his shot was well saved by Alan McLaughlin. But Jordan Delaney was on hand to double their lead as he followed the rebound into the top corner. Minutes later, Brandon McGing pulled a goal back for Achill as he pounced on a mix-up in the Ballina defence. Hopkins restored Ballina Town's 2-goal advantage on the half-hour mark, before Luke Honan made it 4 shortly after the break. Honan then turned provider as he set up Shane Divers to make it 5 before Hopkins completed his hat-trick as he bundled the ball over the line after Stephen Cawley's header was well saved by McLaughlin. Achill substitute Damien McNulty scored a late consolation goal as Ballina moved 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League. Glenhest Rovers kept in touch with the teams above them with a 5-2 win over Conn Rangers at Solar 21 Park on Sunday morning. Pat Mulcrone and Kevin Ward both scored twice and Levi Barrett added a fifth, while Jamie McHugh and Owen Prendergast were on target for the away side. Swinford's poor away form continued on Saturday evening as Manulla B secured all 3 points as 2 first-half goals were enough to see off the challenge from Liam Foy's side. Oran O'Connor and Roger Clark were both on target in this period as Mossy Lally's side looked on course to make it 3 wins from their opening 4 league games. Martin Murphy did pull a goal back for Swinford in the second half, but they just couldn't force the equaliser as Manulla B put in another strong defensive performance. Erris Aontaithe's clinical first-half performance was enough to see off the challenge of Bangor Hibs in the early morning clash at Carnash. Erris began the game brightly, and Dylan Walker gave them an early lead as he fired home from the edge of the box. Brian McHale levelled matters 15 minutes later when he fired home a spot kick after he was fouled in the box. Erris though looked dangerous every time they broke forward, and Aaron Riley and Nathan Riley scored before the break to leave them well in control at half-time. Bangor put in a much better second-half performance, but it was Dylan Walker that ensured Erris would take all 3 points when he scored a brilliant fourth goal as he fired the ball low into the bottom left-hand corner of the net. In the Killeen Sports Ground League 1, Crossmolina and Claremorris B came away with a share of the spoils in a bruising encounter on Saturday evening. After an even first half, Crossmolina had the better of the chances in the second half, but Calvin Higgins made some top-drawer saves to keep his side in the game as Shane Hinnigan was the creator-in-chief for the home side. Claremorris themselves had a glorious chance at injury time, but the striker just couldn't compose himself as he looked odds-on to score, and both sides seemed happy to come away with a point.
Christy, you must be happy with the point.
Very happy with the point. It was 2 well-matched teams, nothing between us. Could have gone either way at times, but I think a draw was a fair result.
Yeah, Neil Kitchen had a great performance at centre-back as well as their centre-back. The two of them were very good. 2
centre-backs were excellent today. Didn't give the strikers half an inch of play, you know, they were brilliant.
And your keeper, Calvin, made some great saves there to keep you in it.
Yeah, he's a great keeper. He's doing the business for us this year, thank God now.
And how about the season so far? Are you happy with the way it's going?
Yeah, we're happy enough. It's finding it very tough. If we can keep a full squad though, we should be okay, you know, but it's a very tough league.
Yeah, it's
nothing between the teams.
Big step up from last season.
Massive difference, yeah, but it's good. The lads are enjoying it anyways, and hopefully we can push on off the second half of the season, you know.
Thanks a million, Christy.
Partry Athletic scored late to deny Westport United B a 5th win in a row in a brilliant game on Saturday evening. Partry took the lead on 12 minutes when Jonathan Lawrence got on the end of a well-worked set play routine to fire the ball home from the edge of the 6-yard box. Westport levelled matters just before the break when David Groden was given all the time in the world to pick his spot, and his brilliant left-foot effort from the edge of the box curled into the top left-hand corner of the Partry net. It was Groden that put Westport in front midway through the second half, as he was quickest to react after Aaron Cannon's initial effort was blocked by a defender. Westport looked like they would hold out to take all 3 points, but substitute Chris Boschel hit the goal of the game to grab an equaliser for Partry with just 5 minutes remaining, as his sweet first-time volley flew over the Westport keeper and into the back of the net. On Sunday afternoon, Killala prepared for next weekend's Connacht Shield final with a 5-0 win over Ballyglass B as they moved to the top of the League 1 table. Finn Lacey and Kyle McLaughlin gave them a 2-goal advantage at the break before Michael O'Hara added 2 further goals and Rory Gallagher completed the scoring with a late strike. And that's it from Week 8 of the Mayo Football Podcast. As always, please don't forget to like, share or comment, and we'll see you again next week.